upcycling our CDs a couple weeks ago when I said to you if you could find some old CDs that you no longer want or need. I'm going to show you how we can turn these into some beautiful art using templates. You can print these, or you can Google search term simple mandala art, and you can find some coloring book pages too, and just adjust the size if you choose to print it so that it actually fits the CD size, which is about 4 3/4 inches. So you need your CDs, you need some tape. Packaging tape would work better than what I'm going to show you, but you can use just regular tape. And school glue. This school glue I added some black ink to so that it would be black, and I'll show you what we'll be doing that. Whiteout or correction ink pen, remember for typing, covering up mistakes. And just regular school glue that we're going to mix with some acrylic paint. So we'll start by mixing our paint. Here I'm mixing my colors, and I'm taking 3 parts of school glue to 1 part acrylic paint. And what I'm making here is to mimic glass paint that you can buy at the craft store, but we don't need another supply, so you can just kind of make your own. If you use a lot of glue, it will peel off really easily off of your CD because it's just the properties of the glue make it easy to peel off. So you just kind of mix and experiment with it. You can add glitter to this too, and just have fun. If you have something other than acrylic paint, you can try mixing that with the glue as well. Watercolor might be a little difficult unless you have the watercolor tubes. And I showed you a puffy paint. That one right there is a bottle of glue that I added some black ink to. And it works really well to distribute to outline your stencil using the bottle. Here I'm showing you how to remove the data. Do not try to use Scotch tape. I tried that and it didn't work. That's why I'm doing this voiceover. There were some things that I tried that weren't really working well. I want to keep it simple for you. Keep it simple, sweetie. So just take some packaging tape and put it on the top of the CD to pull off the data. And if you use a clear tape, you can save the tape to decorate your altered journal with, because it gives you like a piece of tape that has all of the kind of glittery looking chips of data on it. And because I'm using a solid color tape, I won't really be able to reuse that again, but you'll see if you use the plastic clear tape, you'll be able to use that again. So rub it, scratch it down, and you'll notice that it wants to peel off. It might even peel off where there isn't the tape. It just kind of goes like peeling a label off once you get it going. And I'm just working the tape around to get the last little bitsies of silver off. And now I have my blank canvas, my CD, ready to be upcycled. And getting the last little bitsies off. And so once you've got that, you can choose your mandala or mandala. I researched what the proper way is of saying it, and I could hear justification for both ways. So I'm not actually sure if there is a right or a wrong way of saying it, but hopefully if you like one of the templates that I included for you that I found without royalties online, you can use those, or you can Google mandala coloring book images, and the size that I used was 4 3/4 inch. That's the size of a CD, so you can resize it, or you could even hold the CD up to your computer monitor and trace it that way, or trace it on a piece of paper first too if you don't want to print it. So I'm using the black glue, the one that I added the ink to, just to create my outline of my image. And I didn't open the bottle very wide so that it would give me a very thin stream of glue instead of the usual blobbiness. It's very thin, and it's easier to control when you have it only slightly open. It can get a little clogged though, so just keep shaking it. You'll notice I keep doing that, stopping and getting in the groove. I decided, instead of going over every single line with my glue, just to do the outline of the star and the spiral in the middle. So just come up with what you like and have fun with it. If you make a mistake, the beauty of this is it wipes off very easily if it hasn't dried yet. So you can wipe like I do there, that corner where it blobbed. Even though in retrospect, if I'd left that, it might have been an unusual effect too, to have a cluster of the black in the corner. So keep it simple. All right, so now I have my outline of my image. I'll wet my brush a little and mix the glue up and just start painting. And you could leave your outline to dry. I think when I make another one, I might do that, let the black dry first, because I did smudge it a tiny bit, but I like the final effect. So I'm filling it in, trying to be careful not to smudge the black too much, using my glue blue. Now my glue pink in the little spiral. And I just picked a couple of colors to keep it really simple for us today. Keep it simple, sweetie. One of my mottos. I tend to want to do things a lot more complicated than they need to be, so it's fun when I'm just trying to make something quickly. Now this is neat. So if you have a whiteout correction pen, you can use that in your art journal or to add little, it ends up looking a little bit like acrylic paint when it's dried. And of course it'll chip off easily off of the plastic, but what I plan to do with this mandala is hang it on a piece of string in my window like a piece of stained glass. So I'm just putting some colorful, well, not colorful, some white accents all around the outside and around the inside of my mandala. There, voila, the almost finished product. I might either punch a little hole in the side with a nail or something, or tie a piece of string and hang it up in my window when it's dry. So I hope you enjoyed today's 15-minute prompt. I look forward to seeing your mandala art, and we'll see